What is your question?
Is there an official church policy for the second coming and the delay of the church?
No, there is no official church policy. You see, especially if you're speaking about the Catholic Church or the Orthodox Church. The Catholic Church is, shall we say, very sophisticated and very experienced, having been in the leading church in Christianity for 1,500 years at least. So the church looks upon these things as something which can always be interpreted. An important point is the existence of the state of Israel. Why is that so important? There was a historian, a church historian, Eusebius. Eusebius around 350. He wrote 2 books, the history of the church. The first was called Preparation for the Coming of the Gospels, Preparation for Jesus. What is it? It's a history of the Jews based on the history of the Jews in the Bible. So what is Judaism to the church? Preparation for the coming of Christ. This is the way. Why does he give you a Jewish history? In order to say this is all preparation for the coming of Christ, in which, of course, you take words of the prophets and say they all point to foretelling the coming of salvation through Jesus. Then, of course, in his second volume, he speaks of the fulfillment of the promise. There's the promise that God made. The fulfillment of the promise is the New Testament. So you have then the preparation for the gospel, and then you have the coming of salvation itself through Christ. Now, what's the importance of the destroyed temple? Well, you know, religions not only have declarations or expressions of faith, they also have symbols. And symbols are very important because they focus the mind of the people. When the Christianity began to depart or divorce itself from Judaism, there was a certain degree of feeling that Christianity is the fulfillment. This is the way Christians look upon it. I remember there are courses given in Catholic universities called Promise and Fulfillment. And these courses basically deal with New Testament, Old Testament, New Testament, promise and fulfillment, based on the model of Eusebius' history, which he wrote in the 4th century. Now, to the Christian, Judaism becomes an annoyance. Here we are fulfilling the prophecies of the Old Testament, and you people are still not accepting this fulfillment, and you're continuing in your old ways and your old faith, and you're not accepting the fulfillment of your faith in the New Testament. So there is a hostility which is based on this feeling that you are doing the wrong thing, you're believing in the wrong thing. Now, symbolically, the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple was very important to Christianity, because not only was it contemporary with the rise of Christianity, but here comes this great destruction, and the Christians are saying, you see, the destruction of the temple is symbolic of the fact that Judaism is at an end. Now, when the Jews, after the war was over and a period had passed, and it's interesting how it was a precise period, and I figured out that what the Jews wanted was to have a repetition of the events that took place after the destruction of the first temple. Now look what happened. The first temple was destroyed by the Babylonians in 586 BC. In 539, the Emperor Cyrus conquered the Babylonian Empire and made his proclamation, rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. 47 years after the destruction of the first temple, a new emperor came on and said, now you may rebuild the temple. Now, it is my understanding that when the temple was destroyed in the year 70, 47 years later, in the year 117, there are great riots going on in Rome, and the emperor is Trajan. And even though the historians record these problems, nobody seems to know the reason for them, and I have a suspicion that after 47 years had passed, the Jew says, now is the time for the emperor to say, you may rebuild the temple. And they probably approached the Emperor Trajan and asked for this declaration. And the Emperor Trajan didn't declare. He was a pagan. I mean, he should have said, and he would have said normally, yeah, you Jews, religion, sure, rebuild your temple. But he didn't. And this angered the Jews, and riots are recorded in many parts of the Roman Empire. It's my suspicion that when the Jews applied or asked for permission to rebuild the temple, there were others who said, no,